My name's Wasabi. I'm here with Gwonky today. We're going to be calming Aksel versus RanOutOfName.
Yep.
Gwonky, you want
Um. Oh God.
No, I was just going to say, you wanna explain what we know about the runner so far?
Yeah. So Axel has below 34 and has been grinding for a 33 recently. And Random of Name is very close to getting a sub 40. So, um, yeah. I guess may not be the closest race, but we'll definitely see both runners probably
Yeah.
trying to get new minute barrier if they
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely that Axel will be pulling ahead quite far, but there's always a chance for deaths at Watcher Nights, even for higher level runners. Lep was talking about being worried about dying to them because he was dying in practice just before our
Oh
race.
yeah. I was quite worried too. Do we know if they are I'm gonna ask real quick. Are they doing the gentleman's rule?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it seems that they are. So Death to Watcher Knight isn't necessarily like the world's worst death, but it's still really bad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still, what is that? Almost 2 minutes if you're coming from bench?
Well, assuming the chandelier, let me check my splits. I know chandelier is, yeah, it looks like about a 2-minute 15 split from Dream now. And that's basically with literally nothing, just other than the seal. You just go straight there. So it's gonna be, yeah, a little over 2 minutes death.
Yeah. And, a death there, plus, who knows, the death to Umu. Maybe ran out of names, been practicing. Could pull out a nice, like, PB level run here.
Yeah, no one
That
is
could,
immune to dying to Watcher Knights. I've frequently died in Watcher Knights in like friendly races with other people. So
it's nice that dying in Beast Den isn't nearly as bad with the devout skip now. So, like,
oh yeah, dying in Beast then just happens much less because you quit out. At least
right.
dying when you actually quit out, what happens less.
Yeah. Meant to
Um,
mention that the countdown did happen, so the runners have started. Um,
yeah, I'm not exactly sure which route all these people are going for. Axel has been pretty playing pretty recently, so he may be going for um the new route with rafters, but I would not have to guess that there's a good chance both of them are just doing the old route. Uh, I'm imagining Ran Out of Name is going for the old route because the new one is quite difficult, as we saw in my race yesterday when I died.
oh, you died during like a raptor skip?
Yeah.
Oh man, wow, that's so okay. That sent you back to Lurian. Okay,
Yeah, send me back to Lurian. I lost like a minute and a half, and then I
yeah, that's still pretty big.
3 second limit. It was actually really
Oh,
close. I think I got like a 34:25, and Sphinx got a really low 36.
wow. Okay then. Oh god, I wish I'd not been at work for that. That would have been nice.
Yeah, he was ahead for a good amount of the race actually after the death.
Anyway, we've already seen our first bits of speed tech for anyone new to the tournament in the category. We've seen inventory drops, which small bits of time save here and there. We saw a
So
softball at King's Pass where they do a little jump as the floor breaks so that the game does not automatically hard fall them there.
Axel's on a actually very good early game.
That's true. We're looking at what? Oh
It's
my
double
god,
quick.
130. Oh, we're okay. It's
Yeah,
a little behind.
145 might be. Yeah, the timer is a little decent, but it's okay. Yeah, just making his way through. Very little mistakes so far. Which is what you love to see. We're just gonna see a manual spid killing from RanOutOfName. Very reasonable.
Yeah, it's really just 2 extra slashes when you think about it. It's no
If you
great
don't hit it
strategy.
consistently, you're probably gonna get a faster time with that, which is something not a lot of people think about because it pretty much has just been the default to go for it. It's kind of like DCV and Celeste. Like I remember there's one runner in the tournament who just didn't even attempt it because it only saves like 3 or 4 seconds. And if you miss it, you're just like almost or if you miss like the full setup, you're just definitely losing time. But like it's so standard to go for it that like everyone just goes for it. It's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, RanOutOfName's having some trouble with the
Okay.
logo.
We're saying a heal, so we're not gonna see any vengeful spirit death.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
I always make the mistake of looking at the Twitch stream instead of the commentary stream.
Oh yeah, this thing that is not gonna go.
I would. It's because I open Twitch to look at the chat, and then I forget that that's the only reason I'm there. We have.
Maybe I'll just pop out the chat and keep it over here.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Oh, do you see that, man?
Oh my gosh. That was what? I don't really know what the time was because Aksel's timer's a bit behind, but I have to imagine high 3:30, low 3:31. Yes. So quite good. Very good for a race. I mean, good for even not a race. You could 31 with that.
Yo. Oh, that's so weird to hear that being said out loud, like unironically. You could 31. It's like we used to say you could 32. Now it's a different number. It's very different.
Yeah, it's hard to say what you can and can't 32 with when it's early game times, because in my opinion, you can 32 like literally any early game time.
I mean, yeah, because now 32 is like, you know, the highest 32 is a 32:03. Like it used to be like, okay, 32:35. Yeah, you know, not everyone, you know, if you lose 20 seconds in the early game, it's pretty much over, right? But
Oh, is RanOutOfName running real time? I can't tell.
that would explain why they're so far behind, because they haven't. It doesn't look like they've had such like they shouldn't be a minute behind.
I don't know if it is
We call it
customary.
reset.
Well, you don't need a reset for it. You can just change the setting on the timer, but you need a cutscene to do
Oh, that's
that.
right.
But I don't know if it's customary to ping them, like to do that. So I guess yeah, we'll check at the next transition. I'm gonna let the powers that be in the HK tournament, probably Mr. Restreamer, Tim, or someone else handle that. 'Cause I don't want to like distract them. So much.
Yeah, we could try and ping Nerf too.
Yeah. Okay, no. It's not real time. It looks like yeah, no, we're good.
Oh yeah, it's possible. Why did I think they were like a minute behind? They're not that.
They're roughly 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, but I
exactly.
literally thought it was like a full.
Where's Rixian when we need him?
Yeah.
That's absolutely real time. His timer paused during load.
To be clear, TK, the timer's not pausing visibly during the load because it's delayed.
Yeah, it's desynced.
Decent.
Okay, Axel missing the fireball skip, but getting the squid back up. So gonna be a bit of time loss there, probably roughly 6-7 seconds. Oh no. Okay, I think he has to one fireball this. Yeah, so he's gonna have to go around. And maybe go for the man pogo? No. Yeah, that is hard to do on 1-2-2-1. Because it's kind of awkward how far left he is.
Yeah. On current patch, to be clear, there's a set RNG for them, so to speak. Or rather, RNG removed, I guess I should say. They're always on the left side.
Yeah. Also, if you attempt the fireball skip, he's going to be in a little different spot. Especially if you attempt it twice. Okay, nice Moss Knight double though.
Well, we'll be seeing very shortly here whether they're going Moss Knight route or Bench Flanking route. If they walk onto the vertify, it's a pretty good indicator.
Ran out of name, makes it past the worst enemy in the entire game.
Oh, the one obble.
Yeah, the one single obble in any person.
Yep.
Okay, Aksel doing Moss Knight route, you love to see it. And gets good RNG.
Nice.
Oh, what? Just hello?
A lot of Geo.
Wait, just Diff just did not want the Geo.
That is.
I don't really know
really
where
great,
the recovery comes from, but they're like 20 Geo behind. Like, it was very good, and then he just like didn't turn around and grab the 20 Geo that was there, which is normally fine, it doesn't lose much time. But okay.
Ran out of name in the meantime, going for the bench fly king. Missed a quick kill, and as a result, the bench fly flew to the right and got killed to the right. The Geo kind of scattered everywhere, so they didn't get all the Geo, and they lost a decent amount of time for that too. So.
Man, it's crazy the difference between Geo and those two strats. You just get like an extra entire 100 Geo from Moss Knights. RanOutOfName finishing up Hornet. Not a bad pattern so far. Nice. Solid Hornet. Yeah, so we will see a sub 8 probably. Actually, I don't know. Again, the timer's delayed, so I assume what I assume is a sub 8. I don't know if the timer is ahead or behind. Okay, good to know. The timer we see is higher than it should be, I assume.
Yeah. So I think 901 was the quit out time there.
Yeah. They easily said that. Aksel making his way in the claw. Going for E-Pogo soon. We're gonna see what variation he does. I have to imagine he either does a Wii Pogo or the normal one. The other version, Fire Pogo, is like quite difficult and does not save a ton. Okay, Wii Pogo.
Wii Pogo, let's go.
And gets the first try, and I'll just see it.
Definitely one of the ones you want to get first try, because you cannot really fail, get hit by the explosion twice and still see the
yeah, the backup for Wii Pogo is just the standard one, which only loses like an extra like 0.4 or something, 0.3 to do the second time. But you know, I think the assumption is that if you're going for Wii Pogo, you know how to do the other one. Not because it's harder, but because you kind of have to know it if you mess it up.
Yeah, that's fair. Aksel going for the normal setup. Nice.
Oh, corner cracks over the ledge.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty generous trick in some ways, you know. It's
Yeah, it is quite lenient. Had a bit of a late first Pogo though. Yeah, missing Manus Pogo, but knows. Oh, I was gonna say knows the backup, but they fireballed it.
Oh, just
They knew that
barely
right here.
hitting the final nail on both of those attempts.
Both of those fireballs actually, I think, messed it up because if on the first backup, I think they could have just like
Pogoed again?
just pogoed again and held left. Yeah.
Yeah.
The runner's PBs for anyone unaware. Axel has a 34-13, I think. And I believe RanOutOfName has a 40-11. Could be wrong. Yeah, 40-11. Okay. At least
there
that's
are
the same.
PBs anyway. Could be an offline PB or an unverified one. Always
Or
one.
secret 32 that they've been hiding.
Secret 32. How long before 32s are top 20 non-32s? I feel like
It's imminent.
yeah, I feel like it might be the end of this tournament even, like.
We'll see. I don't really know exactly how many people are like. We saw an enormous improvement on the all skills boards when that happened, but that was because all skills was basically like a meme category before the tournament happened. Not to say like the runners weren't trying, but it was literally just that no one had quite taken it as seriously as the other categories like 106 and any percent.
Yeah.
And like even like Axe, who had I think the world record in both all skills and 106 at the time. I believe his 106 time was just like much further ahead of its time than the all skills one.
Yeah.
But
That was interesting.
yeah, I think the reason there was so much improvement was because the category was mostly unlabbed. Like there was just an amount of rooms that no one had strats for, or
I
people had strats for that just lost like a full second. But you know, we won't be seeing anything like that, but we definitely will be seeing an increase of people playing.
Well, I think something interesting about this tournament is it's taking place immediately after all of these reroutes and stuff.
Axel going for 1/. Gets it
Yeah,
first try.
and
Okay.
getting it. Yep. Nice. What? Almost 2-second time save, right?
And it's about 1.5 on. Oh, that's right. Okay, it was at the end though. He also missed the first dash into the wall, so he had to jump and dash into it. So it's probably about the same, a little faster than 3 slash, barely.
But yeah, the interesting thing about any percent I was saying is that with all these new reroutes, it's not like there's been an immense amount of players who have been really try-harding runs.
Yeah.
Since the new reroute, so I feel like there is actually a lot of opportunity for a similar growth in at least the not necessarily the highest echelons, but like you know, that's only going to be the 15-second or so time saves the new routes have gone, but like in terms of new 32s, it could be a pretty unprecedented level, I think.
Yeah,
All
I
new
don't
routes.
think it's a hot take to say anyone under 34 should probably be doing rafters skip, just because it's gonna make 32 so much easier for you. Yeah, just like having like 13, having to not play like, or getting to play like 13 seconds worse and still like just get the same time feels so lenient. Like you could just recycle him and then be like, okay, I only lost 7 seconds. Not really.
That is crazy, but
It
yeah.
doesn't mentally work like that, but you can just 3-cycle Umu and be like, wow, this time is way better than it should be.
It mentally works like that if you make it mentally work like that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, nice snow falling in Dream Plats from Axel.
Yep. Pretty modest, like 1340, I would say.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Pretty good. Yeah, I think it's actually quite strange to see such a big reroute in a category like this and then just not see a bunch of like new records or like top times improving, because we've seen a lot of 30, like we've seen 32s and a lot of the new 32s
Yeah.
have had this reroute, but me, Lep, and Skate King have all just been so busy
Yeah.
that like we haven't really had a PB with it. And Lep's done some runs, but you know, when you have a 3203, it's not exactly easy to just pop in and get a PB real quick.
It is just funny because it's like this is the first time in years that world record has kind of felt like free for like 3 people, right? And it's like
Yeah, I mean, free for maybe like 1.5. I would say probably like 11 and kind of me.
yeah,
But
fair enough.
and that's free in massive quotes, just considering like compared to what normal world record is, it feels like, because normally the world record just feels absolutely impossible to even touch.
yeah.
Especially in this category, like all of the experience I have against Pest, like I just felt so untouchable when I was trying to like compare to him.
Definitely need a lot of asterisks attached to my last statement there, but yes.
Yeah.
The idea is...
Aksel getting King Station Relic, so we won't be seeing Raptors this run. And also taking the safety bench before, so that we don't have to worry about any Walkling storaging after Watch Nights. It'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what Aksel does for Gorgeous Husk, because there's a new strat. Okay, yeah, Axel's doing it, so you go over these enemies first. And that saves, I don't know how much, but it does save time. It's kind of crazy to me that we found that this late into the game.
Yeah. There's, just lost, a little bit of, soul there. Due to the, Gorgeous Husk not getting doubled on the last hit there, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was, a short mistake with up slashing on accident instead of, forward slashing, but...
Yeah,
oh, yeah, okay, we're gonna see this lever.
I was just gonna say, you know, that matters for the Raptor skip, but then I realized we're not seeing the Raptor skip, so it doesn't. Anyway.
No. That Raptor skip happens after Watcher Nights, so either way, it still matters just for Watcher Nights, but it does matter for... Oh, no! That's so rough! Oh my god. Axe also reset the room because he missed both of the statue pokos. I think the first one he bonked, and the second one he went to jump, but did not turn around before dashing, so he got a dash to the right.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
It's one of those.
That's one of those. Yeah, that's one of those mistakes where it happens and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Like it's so incredibly lenient where like you can just kind of just do it, and it like, yeah, you don't really think about it as a skip when you're just doing the movement. You just kind of like do the movement and it works. And so every time that ever happens, it's like, when's the last time I did that? Like 6 months ago?
Seems like Aksel's a little shaken by that mistake, maybe. Went for a heal coming in on 0 soul. I mean, I guess they realized they were going to be dream nailing anyway.
Yeah, that's probably
yeah.
it. And also, the best time to do that is now.
Yeah, so they went for a heal, coming in on 5 HP, really securing the not-die on Watcher Nights.
This is the triple, unfortunately, but he gets a pretty good pattern. He hits the first opener with the extra pogo at the start, so we're going to see, I don't know, probably a 16 first night. An extra heal on 4 to get the 5, so always better safe than sorry for me. This is the triple again, but has a pretty good position right now. He hits the triple with an extra on the right one. And yeah, he's got them grouped up pretty well, but the damage is not synced up. Oh, it is. I'm lying.
Or it is.
I must have missed it. Yeah, I didn't count the triple. Okay.
I think the final roll on the higher one doubled at least.
Okay. And missing the double there, but they are stacked, so this is actually really good. You can get some pogos in. Either way. Oh my god, that's a really nice. And they're stacked again. This is huge RNG.
Oh, just kill it! I swear.
Got a fireball, please, fireball. Okay.
I ran out of day by the way.
In.
Very clean lover skip here. That was sick.
Yeah.
Meantime.
And we will now see RanOutOfName stepping into the arena.
Yeah. We'll put the focus on him while Aksel does the rather tedious work of getting Lantern, running to Lamb, etc., etc. Not too much to commentate there. Just don't forget to hit the lever.
Do my live basketball commentary on the Watcher Nights.
Yes, please go off, Gonky.
Starting with the opener, unfortunately misses the triple hit and is going to be losing actually quite a bit of time for that because they have to follow up. But they still have 4 health, so it should be good.
Wow!
Hitting the double, getting actually pretty good recovery. I imagine that's probably like a 17. But they don't have any soul for the next pair. They're actually going for a double dream now. It's not a strat I've ever seen in any percent before. Chilling on full soul for quite a while, having to go to the left knight, and they're stacked now. So this is perfect. I would honestly just go over. Yeah, okay, or damage tank. That's actually, I mean, it's fine either way. I'm gonna stack huge win. And yeah, this is a pretty solid pattern. They're definitely playing fairly safe. Although I really do not want to see a death here, please. Oh my god.
Wow, that was a really low dash.
Okay, 2 heals. This guy is gonna desync really hard because it was only 2 nail hits from dying, but at least it's better to be on 3 health than 1, so I But we're not seeing that.
Gonna try and even out the damage, hopefully.
Takes him to the left, but doesn't make it back to the right.
Okay.
We see a double on there. We're gonna see a triple on there. That actually evens out the damage perfectly. Yeah, now he's on the left side. He's looking for a stack. They don't quite stack, so he could have hit a double. Okay. I think the right one died. Yeah, I see the screen shake. Wait, do we have audio?
No, we do not have audio.
Okay,
We
okay.
put that at the start, yeah.
Didn't even notice until now.
Yeah, right? It's a little
Oh,
disheartening.
I was like, wait, the right one died, but I didn't hear it. I just saw the screen shake.
Yeah, on current patch, the watchers don't really do much off screen, but like on this patch where they can be bouncing and rolling off screen, and missing the audio is just absolutely feels very.
Yeah, I'm sure he has audio, right? It's just like.
Right,
the
no.
stream.
Yeah, they have audio. It's just that we
Yeah.
don't. In terms of like, my brain's always just trying to figure out what the watch notes go, like automatically. So I'm freaked out when I can't hear them, when I can't see them. That was actually, I would say, a pretty sick fight by RanOutOfName. I feel like they displayed at least a good idea of what they're supposed to do during the fight, which is definitely going to be key when they do end up going for a sub 40.
Yeah, there is some. Most of the mistakes were pretty consistent mistakes, just the same sort of like thing that either they weren't going for because it was risky, which is fireballing the opposite direction they're rolling. Would have been useful, I think, like 4 times during that fight.
I think there was one time where they went for it and they just barely like were too low and got hit, the fireball was coming out. I was like, oh man, that was the one.
Yeah, maybe that got them shut because it can be kind of scary when you're first learning that technique. But it is insanely useful. Like they had a number of in pretty much every fight actually.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're just stacking perfectly, then it's just
Yeah.
Always gonna be a situation like that.
Yeah, you just want to be able to hit fireballs on both of them like as much as possible and as many situations as possible. And so knowing how to fireball like the opposite direction that they're rolling while he's rolling under you can give you a lot more situations where you just have a lot of soul and like you need to get rid of it. But you also don't want to only fireball one.
But yeah, what I was gonna end with was just that I felt like that was like an above sub 40 level like Watcher Knights. Like that felt like maybe like 37, 36. So
yeah, it was definitely. Well, the heals in the middle kind of lost quite a bit.
Right, but
outside of that, I'd have to imagine it was like a 120-ish. But yeah, that definitely sub 40 for me. Maybe like a 125, 130. I'm so bad at counting time if it's not like within a certain range. But okay, Aksel going into peaks. We're gonna see the most fun room in the game, which is Infected Venusfly room. Does not get owned by RNG, and actually will get through quite cleanly.
The RNG is just whether the Venusflies are like high or low, right? Like
the second one in particular. If it's low, you can just get hit. Hits 2 walking storage chains. Doesn't get the big one, but definitely a nice time save. So far, very clean movement. This is all super practiced, as you can see. Very well prepared.
Felt like they kind of delayed the dash to the wall.
Fixed the dash and the dash and the pog X. They delayed it a bit because they actually fell a bit before dashing into the wall, which meant they were lower on the conveyor, and so they delayed it to get like as much height as possible before dashing, rather than just dashing as early as you can. Yeah, misses God Cycle, but we will see the damage tank strat in the next room, because pretty fast. Very clean peak so far. A few mistakes.
Yeah, 2 HP should be fine.
Almost no mistakes, actually. I actually really like the Pog X adjustment in the dashing into the wall. Normally I would say, like, old Guanti would tell you that dashing into the wall is for babies, and even if it's tournament, you shouldn't dash into the wall. But when you're nervous, it can be so hard not to dash into the wall. I have done it an enormous amount of times in both PvP and yesterday in the race because I got scared I missed.
Oh, dashing after.
Yeah. That was like a very nice adjustment by Aksel.
Yeah.
Definitely not as clean, but it's, you know, much safer.
But yeah, made it through the damage tank cycle very easily because anyone who's practiced in Peaks is gonna have a very practiced heart. The damage tank's just part of it. Underplat, I mean, just why wouldn't you do underplat? It's free time save.
One day the underplat joke will perish, and I hope to see that day during this tournament. But yeah, sub 24 Lantern from RanOutOfName and a mid 23. Both of these, quite good time. Aksel on his way to Umu takes a hit in the worst room in the game, top 5.
RanOutOfName did try to go for the look down on the gate in the meantime.
Did it not work?
Did not work. It did not work. I think it might be because they tried people immediately after.
Aksel was late on the. Oh no.
Oh wow.
This skip. Okay. He was late on the first. Oh, no, that's really low. Okay, we're good.
Okay, all right.
The first one he was late to press the C dash initially, so he just slid in, and then the second one he slammed the wall and was late to jump over. That's why you never slammed the wall.
I imagine they'll be taking the bench.
I don't know if I would say I would, but okay, yeah, not a bad decision. Ow. Bad.
Yeah, I mean, if it was anywhere other than a tournament, like if they were trying to PB, obviously I think they'd just go for it. But
yeah, I think the main reason not to do it there in that situation would just be because you actually have like 2 or 3 heal opportunities during Umu, if you know how to green mill properly.
Yeah. It definitely feels a bit weird to have practiced like doing Umu without heals and then switch to healing in the middle of a fight. Like,
yeah,
like
I usually practice with like 3 or 4 HP when I do Umu 2-cycle practice. So
yeah,
it's always better to be safe. And then if I start like dying frequently, I'm just feeling like, okay, I'll start healing at the start of the fight. It's always good to know how to do that because it definitely comes in handy. Even in like PB runs, you just take a hit for like something stupid and infected, and then fire or infected.
Alright, perfect first
Did
second.
Aksel get the double at the end?
Got 3 signals really quickly. Umu's a
Yeah,
little
this is
far
textbook.
to the right.
Just want to bait him slightly down. Does the damage tank? That is an old strat. Oh no! Went for 3-3.
Wow.
Didn't need the 3-3 that. I think 3-2-1 or 2-3-1 would have been fine there, but yeah, just barely missing it because of 3-3 is an insanely tight cycle to hit.
Yeah, they need to go for the last stream now there. Just they needed it. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
but
That'll
yeah. Extra soul for the next section. Yes, I don't have to worry about getting it. They might actually skip a jelly and save multiple frames.
Oh,
okay, we're good.
Please.
My heart.
Did that in the race as well, and everyone was like, let's. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Lep did that?
Yeah, Lep did the exact the bonk the ceiling. And just, oh.
Yeah, that's a classic. Going for FCA. First try from RanOutOfName. Big time save.
I feel like it takes a good deal of awareness to like see that ceiling bonk and then like be aware to
This is
like, tap the dash.
This is a fog cannon drop. That was like the old. That's like the flower one they do in 106.
Yeah. I was definitely doing that one for a bit too long. I really underestimated or overestimated how difficult Trinomi would be.
Yeah, I feel like it gets a reputation for being harder than it is because it has a name attached to it. It's like, oh, Trinomi drop, but it's like, it's just falling.
It's weird because yeah, I do feel like it's the one that people should be learning just because
it should definitely be the default.
The old one, it doesn't even feel easier to not get hit. Is the weirdest part. Is like I feel like if you're doing a slower strat, it should be easier to avoid damage, but it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, Trinomi drop is really just something like you go into debug and you practice it for like 10 minutes and you get it.
Yep.
I remember the first time I actually independently found it and then looked up what the actual strat was, and it was the same strat that I just found, like, when I was trying to find something for that room afterward. Okay, going for 2 cycle. Okay, not getting the last fireball out. I think we got like 1 too many no. I actually didn't count the damage cycle correctly.
No, I didn't either.
It was a little different from what I usually do.
Oh, extra attack incoming. Very
Was that
nice.
first try QGA from Aksel? Or second try? I'm not really sure.
I did not
But
see.
they got it nonetheless, quite quickly, so first try, second try. Either way, winning. Love to see it. We will see probably a 3 cycle from RanOutOfName.
Yep. Should be. They're getting the dream nails in still.
Yeah, their damage cycles were pretty solid in the grand scheme of 3 cycles.
Okay, it looked like that fireball on Aksel barely. Oh, you're going for a cheeky damage tank at the end.
Actually, a
Looks
good
like that
damage
was
tank.
actually, yeah, actually looked. Wow. All right. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good setup. I don't know. I mean, Umu didn't have a ton of health, so I don't know how necessary it was, but it barely loses anything.
No,
I've heard from CC that damage tanking the asset actually does lose freeze frame.
Oh man, that's sad. But it was still a nice display of knowledge that you know, RanOutOfName saw that as an option. You know,
Yeah.
if Umu had more health than they thought, it would have been. It's a good play to.
Yeah, definitely
them
could have
in the
saved it if they messed up one of the previous cycles really bad, but they didn't mess up too bad on the previous 2. Also, don't quote me on the CC thing. CC might kill me if you. I could just be spreading misinformation on the internet.
Putting misinformation on the internet? That's not where that should happen.
It's a good hobby. I love that pogo so much.
RanOutOfName beyond sub 40 pace? I guess it depends on whether they go.
If you want like Umu to the end, you're looking at like 50 seconds plus like another. Hold on, add 50 to like Umu the end is like really good is 8 minutes.
Okay, so unlike
31 pace, you're getting like sub 8, like 756, 757 from Umu to the end.
Gotcha. So
755, I think even. That's what.
Somewhat unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, if you can lose 2 minutes to like 31 pace, then it should be fine. 2.5 actually, because this is the fact. Extend the fact that they're at Mono, not Umu.
I mean, if they're doing deepness, right, that's like what, 40 seconds right there?
If they're doing deepness, right, I don't know. I assume I shouldn't assume anything. I'll just watch.
Yeah, let's see, because yeah.
Most people have just been going for QGA in this round. Yeah, okay, they're doing
Alright,
QGA.
let's see it.
If they can hit first try here, maybe second try here. Yo, all the slide down. That's so. Oh my god, that is so difficult.
The tech.
That is insane that they just went for that and hit that in the race. What the hell?
Excellent, a bit of danger in den. Very low on soul and HP.
2 HP, just has to make it as 1 more spider. Probably, I would just kill it. Yeah, now that I are quite low on soul. I have 6. I'm gonna have to do some shenanigans with just about. I don't know what those shenanigans might be. Not damage taking, apparently. Yeah, damage take. Any damage take.
Yeah, almost you can damage take that last one.
You have a little bit of extra health there, Aksel. Oh, Wasabi, you had to play against Lep in first round. I didn't know this. How? What were the times? Do you know? Do you remember?
For me and Lep?
Yeah.
Lep got like a 34-40.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better. Oh my god.
32-40.
No, what the hell?
Yeah, no. I haven't seen Lep run a 33 plus in a while.
This guy does not mess up.
No,
I really wanted to get a 32 in my first race, just so I could look like I am contesting left.
Okay, we'll talk about this after. We're supposed to
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
That
there
is
was
insane.
a story to that. But yeah. XL leaving Beeston on the route to the final split, basically, which is THK. Just the split before that should be chains, and they're not doing.
Very nice geo management. Just barely had enough. I actually didn't keep track of where they picked it up across the rest of the run after they just dipped on like 20 geo and Moss Knights. Although you do get quite a bit of extra from Moss Knights, so it wasn't like I mean they were 20 geo behind what you would expect to normally have there. They definitely weren't 20 behind like what you need, but yeah, I'm not sure where they got the best. Or if they just had enough, maybe. I'm not super familiar with the geo number. Ran out of name going into Beaston now. Oh, Magma v Sky. Wow.
I'm hyped for the THK fight. I've been grinding it out a little bit. So,
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, it's so RNG heavy. Like it's
Oh
so
yeah.
crazy that it's like you can just have like a complete blast responding to THK's attacks, or you can just get 50 parries and the worst possible RNG, and you're just having a bad time.
Yeah, I used to honestly feel like THK was like roughly as hard as Watch Knights, and I remember thinking that, like, I can't tell which one's harder. I think Watch Knights is a little harder though. And after like playing another like couple thousand hours, it is just so abundantly clear that THK is just you're in the hands of what he decides to do, and punishing it is like not that difficult, at least compared to Watch Knights where you're fighting two.
They've got parried with a fireball.
Yeah, that is a really rough pattern.
Yeah. Okay, holding off on those parries, that's really good. Making sure not to trigger it and save a little
Yeah,
bit
I think this is still P based for RanOutOfName. It depends on, you know, obviously what we see in PHK. But full soul rank is off about.
Okay.
Oh, that is an interesting tank. We see one hit, we need one more nail hit, it'll die. Just hit it, you could just hit it right now. Just do buffer 2 nail slashes, please.
Really? That works? I didn't think you could.
Yes.
Oh, well, I wouldn't
If his mask is closed, you can just hit it and then buffer a nail slash and you parry and kill him.
Oh, the parry. Think about the parry.
No, the parry is just coincidental because he happens to be swinging because it's that close, but it always works because.
But the parry gives you life, right?
No, he died. It's just that you parry and you kill him at the same time. Like you parry before.
GG for Aksel.
GG. Low 35. Pretty solid race time.
Yeah, basically within a minute of PB. That should be, I would say, a goal basically for the tournament.
Yeah. Okay. If RanOutOfName can like lose less than like I want to say like a minute to THK, we should be in PB territory. Or hold on. Trying to do math. Yeah, roughly like a minute and a half. That's fair.
Wow,
Doing the look down.
Being runners first sub 40, I really like seeing it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, they get to that next level and it's like where are they going from there? But you know, this is the big first step. So
They could be running Celeste, or they could be committing themselves to a lifetime of despair.
Not get too negative on the game. We have there's a lot of fun in this game to be had if you're willing to have it.
And you know, mix in some despair.
Mix in
if you're willing to experience a bit of despair.
A bit of despair. Listen,
A
we
bit
can't
of
all
woe.
run games without RNG. It's
Yeah.
just
If you can accept the woe that comes with it.
yeah.
All right. We are definitely most certainly on PB base.
Love to see it.
I don't know what ran out of names average THKs look like, but I guess we'll find out what happens in this one.
I would. Their boss fighting and Watcher Knights seem competent, so I'm gonna expect the
Yeah, their Umo cycles were also definitely better than your average 40 plus runners Umu cycles. Like they felt like a very easy, not even close 3 cycle. So
yeah. So we
you're
have
seeing a lot of parries,
right at
but
the start. Missed one double, just missed another there, but they haven't missed any fireballs, which is the truly like catastrophic. Okay, another double right there, so it's 2 doubles hit.
I was expecting a comms curse for a second. Pretty loud.
No, I would
Yeah, this is very solid so far.
A third? Alright, 3 for 5, not bad.
I have to imagine we're gonna see some heals during the
Yeah, this
part.
I would actually hope so, honestly, just because
Yeah, me too.
it would be such a shame to lose this
Okay,
game.
3 heals is a lot of healing, but at least we're safe.
Yeah. I mean, this will give room for potentially scream skip.
Oh yeah, I would expect to see a screen skip. Like their THK fundamentals are definitely where they need to be.
Yeah. Definitely way better than mine were at this level. So it's looking great.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think that was an insta screen. So get owned and go next, but it's not even close. It's gonna be a sub.
Yeah, like RanOutOfName saw the wind up coming and just pressed the dash button like instinctively on the ground. That doesn't work, but like
Yeah, there's an element I think of that.
Wow,
But yeah,
that is-
a low 39. It's gonna be like a minute PB, or yeah, roughly 50 seconds.
race PB. So we have a race victor on one side and someone who PB'd and race on the other. That is honestly, I would say, exactly what you want to see from a race that is so mismatched. And I do want to say it's mismatched by design. The rounds are designed to get like closer and closer. So the 5th round should be the closest. The first one should be the most mismatched. So
Yeah.
for a race this mismatched, to see both runners get a time that they can be happy with, or get a W, so to speak, this is awesome.
Yeah, win for both sides. Love to see it.
Hello and welcome. Shall we?
Do we have Axel, or is Axel not interviewing? I will ping him.
Oh my god,
You have pinged him.
I cannot with all the nerf I realize in Discord. I just can't do it.
I typed like Axel, and I was like, which one is it?
I was like, why is nerf coming up? I didn't know.
All right, everyone is here. All right, welcome, runners. How are you guys feeling about the runs?
I mean, pretty solid towards the end for me. I mean, then the first resplit looked really suspicious.
Yeah, it was a little suspicious, but I do want to ask, was that a real PB for you?
Yeah, it's a real PB. So
Hey,
Nice.
53 seconds. Yeah.
And congratulations to Aksel on the win as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's your
Yeah, very
first sub
nice
40,
time.
right?
What?
To ran out of name, that was your first sub 40, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
big
epic
one.
to see.
Yeah, love to see it on stream.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Axel?
Well, I started with a gold in BS, and then
Okay.
I
Wow.
start choking.
I so I
So-
was I think I looked over during VS split, and then like I caught when Axel woke up in Ancestral Mountain. I was like, does this guy get like a 38 or something? 36? That's something crazy. And I was like, well, I guess it's over for me.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching, and I was actually quite surprised because you got what was it? That was a 330, wasn't it? Or
331.
331. It
Yeah.
was like a low 331, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
So
timers were a
like,
bit desynced,
yeah,
so for
I
him
was
to
quite impressed with the low 331. That's a really good race time. That was better than my BS yesterday, I think.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then nerves came.
Yeah, nerves happen. Nerves can be rough. But you played pretty well. I think you was that first try or second try QGA.
Yeah, yeah. I also very scared of QA. Like some
Yeah,
days I got it, some days not. So
yeah, definitely managed to make it through there. Overall, very solid gameplay from both
thank
Yeah,
you.
I
sides.
didn't think I was gonna make QGA, so I practiced deep nest route like a bunch before. Or it was like, well, if I get a 2 HP, I'm just gonna run the long way around.
Oh,
Okay.
ran out of name. Your QGA was actually like insane. You slid into it because you had like a really high dash and slid all the way into it and like pressed
Yeah,
it like half a second
Oh.
late. That is so incredibly hard to do.
I think it was an accident. I was like, oh, I'm high. Let me jump, and I think I missed my jump.
You just press C dash and you
Oh
had the
yeah,
perfect height.
yeah. I was like, wow, great, awesome. I don't have to go the long way around today. Great.
Wow, very cool.
Mhm.
All
Oh,
right, well,
was that your backup plan? If QGA didn't go well, just go deep nest after.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
my plan was that if I'm on 2 masks and like no solo, I just go deep nest.
you guys
Gotcha.
have any time goals for the rest of the tournament? Anything in particular? Looking to run 34s perhaps?
Well, I was hoping, I get like, well, I was hoping, well, my goal coming in was that I'm just gonna try to not die.
Nice.
That worked out. I think I almost
Yeah,
died on
good
like
to know.
Washer Nights. For the rest of the tournament, I think it's like somewhere around 40s. Would be very nice.
What about you, Axel?
Yeah, I'm trying to grind to 33, and
Oh
then
yeah.
we'll see how hard it's going.
All right. Very awesome. Well, thank you guys both. Any final comments?
Yeah,
Very
GG,
nice
run
race.
out.
Uh, yeah, it's a super nice time actually.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that was a great race. Thank you to both the runners and to the restreamer.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you
Thanks.
everyone.